Carmella is back. Face first goes the champion.
What's going on, YouTube? It's SC, a place to be. Children, Mercedes back with some more, back with another SmackDown review for, this was November 6th, 2020. So this SmackDown was honestly a thing of just two storylines that kind of helped carry the show. Everything else was kind of more Survivor Series, kind of filler type thing. We are kicking off with the Women's Championship. Sasha Banks going up against Bayley in the rematch for after Hell in a Cell. And Bayley's already feeling confident because Sasha has never successfully defended her championship. So they go out there and they have a kick-ass matchup between these two. And these two have so much chemistry together. There's so many near falls of Bayley hitting the belly, hitting the elbow on Sasha Banks. At times I was like, oh my God, Sasha's going to lose this championship. But no, she prevails. She puts the bank statement on Bayley and beats Bayley. So now Bayley's at the question. She's probably going to join the Survivor Series team later on. But as of right now, Sasha Banks retains the title and goes up against Asuka at Survivor Series of Raw. So it's cool. She goes to celebration on the ramp. And then Carmella comes out, super kicks her, and gives her a face buster on the stage. So that's going to be Sasha Banks' next rival going out of Survivor Series. Hopefully they do my idea and build up Bianca Belair and have Sasha against Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. Have Bianca Belair win a championship from Sasha at WrestleMania. That will just be perfect in my personal opinion, because you get the Sasha Banks and Sasha Banks 2.0. That's what I like about it. Jey Uso's backstage talking to Kevin Owens. That was actually before the show. And Kevin Owens saying, you know, he has a little tension in there. Since we're supposed to be partners and stuff like that, you know, we gotta, you know, put that difference aside so we can try to win for Team SmackDown and everything like that. But then Paul Heyman comes to Jey Uso and says, "No, you really shouldn't have been talking to." After that, it's an interview with Kayla Braxton, and he said, "Look, man, it wasn't nothing personal. Actually, he said, I think DB's a friend of mine, but he just not blood, you know, and it was nothing personal." But then Paul Heyman comes and says, "Look, Roman Reigns did not authorize this interview, and you probably really should check with him first." He said, "I need to check with my cousin to do an interview." And then backstage we get Ray get ready for his matchup, but he's looking for Aaliyah and she's not showing up. But then King Corbin surprise attacks Rey Mysterio before the matchup. It's a Survivor Series qualifying matchup. Before we get to that match, it's like flip-flopping. Roman Reigns approaches Jey Uso and says, "Did you go to the interview? You're supposed to get a clearance from me before you go do any of that, because I'm at the head of the table." And then Kevin Owens said that stuff about us. If he embarrasses you, he embarrasses me. So we got to make sure that he doesn't embarrass anybody. But later on the night, then after Jey Uso leaves, Paul Heyman, Paul Heyman's like, "Did you tell him? Did you know about this?" And he said, "I didn't know anything about it." He said, "Don't let this happen again." So it's like Roman Reigns is like taking the Godfather character when it comes to the tribal chief type stuff like that, and I love every bit of it. I think it's a really cool way for Roman Reigns to build off this character. Rey Mysterio versus King Corbin is next. The winner goes into the Survivor Series team. I know Vince. I'm a Rey Mysterio guy, but I know Vince loves the whole Corbin thing, and they want to keep this Rey Mysterio thing going with the Murphy and Rollins and all this kind of bullshit. It's terrible. Rollins comes up and stands on the stage and just watches Mysterio and Corbin. Even Rollins knows that this storyline is dead. We don't need to keep going with it. Murphy and Leah try to come down to help Rey Mysterio. Mysterio's like, go in the back, and it kind of indirectly distracts Rey Mysterio. He gets the end of days. Corbin's going to Survivor Series. We may get Rey Mysterio taking on Murphy at Survivor Series, just to have a little filler match in there. That's not a Raw versus SmackDown kind of matchup. But I really don't know. I don't want that to be put on the pre-show, or maybe we just have it at the SmackDown before that. But I would just say I would like to see Rey Mysterio at Survivor Series. Triple threat matchup between Ruby Riott, Natalya, and Selena Vega. Again, this time we're just taking out Billie Kay and Bianca Belair and putting in Ruby Riott. So whoever wins goes on Team Survivor Series. Ruby Riott takes the win because Natalya has a sharpshooter on Selena Vega, and then Ruby Riott puts her submission on, like a crossface kind of thing on Selena Vega, and then Natalya lets Selena Vega go, but then she starts tapping out. So Ruby Riott steals the win from the tie. So if Rhea Riot's back, she cut her hair. I like Rhea Riot with the long hair, but she cut her hair again now. So she has now made her way onto the team. Street Profits are trying to talk to Big E with his Cosby sweater on backstage. Was really to do that sweater to try to get insight on how to beat the New Day, and he doesn't really give him any insight really, and he just started laughing hysterically, like sarcastic type stuff. I didn't really pay attention to the segment because I was already upset. Big E should be already winning singles matches right now. They should already be building Big E up right now. They already got the New Day on Raw, all them segments back to back to back to back. But now I'm like, you need to build up Big E also, and I felt as though they didn't do that too well. And Big E should be on the Survivor Series team, and he should probably win it for Team SmackDown. It's like Bianca Belair should win it for Team SmackDown when it comes to the women. Like, these are the two future superstars that you can build off of, that, you know, to help make new stars. And I think that they're just taking too much time with Big E. That's kind of bothering. Otis is taking on Seth Rollins now for a Survivor Series qualifying matchup. And now, just like Tucker on Monday, Otis just looks like a jobber now. And, I mean, we know where Otis came from, but he lost his peach. He lost his Money in the Bank contract. He lost his tag team partner. Otis started off the year doing great and just came to the bottom of the year and just kind of like fell off. And he just bringing up Heavy Machinery was a terrible idea. And you need to find a way to get them back fast. But Murphy comes down just to stare, and Seth Rollins makes it seem like he's helping him. Kind of distracts Otis. He gives him a curb stomp, and Seth Rollins goes on for Team SmackDown. So that's why I know Rivers is not going to be on that team at all. And then Ali comes down and he's mad at Murphy because it like he's helped Seth Rollins, and she thought he changed and all that bullshit. It's tiring. I'm over the storyline. Laura Sullivan interviewed backstage to make it seem like, you know, I hate bullies and all this stuff like that. That I started bullying the bullies, everything. And they're trying to do the Mankind Jim Ross thing from '97, and it's not working really for me with Laura Sullivan. I have no interest in this man's life at all and why he's known as the Freak. But I give him credit for trying. Jey Uso takes on Kevin Owens in the main event, and it's a good matchup by these two. Kevin Owens is showing, you know, his aggressive side also, and Jey Uso doing the same. I like that Kevin Owens brought back the pop-up powerbomb Jey Uso for a near fall, so that was pretty good. But then Jey Uso hits a super kick to splash onto KO and then wins the matchup. So I'm kind of seeing which I go for Survivor Series. I actually give SmackDown a thumbs down this week. There was nothing interesting about SmackDown to me this week other than the Women's Championship was good, and I like the new Don Corleone character from Roman Reigns. But other than that, nothing stuck with me on SmackDown, so it gets a thumbs down. Post any comments down below how you guys enjoy SmackDown. Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed my reaction, my review of it. Hit the subscribe button for more reviews, wrestling reviews right here on Nerd Coalition. So once again, it's an NCN place to be. Children Mr. D, and the Nerd Coalition is out.